Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season of AI MCP edition. And today we are excited to have Vilsi Jain ma'am with us, who will be delivering a powerful session on AI and MCP. So, if you are looking to stay ahead in the world of MCP, this is a session you won't want to miss. So, without any further delay, I would like to invite Vilsi ma'am to take us on this exciting journey.
Hi everyone, hope you all are doing well and good. And thank you, Sudhanshu, for the introduction. So, yes, let me share my screen and then I can go more with it. Just let me know when it is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible now.
Okay, perfect. So, hey everyone. So today, we will be more going towards the model context protocol, which is like MCP, and this is particularly a season of MCP from Microsoft. So let's go more deep dive, and from the origin to like how we can make our own in our system and everything. So yes. So just a short introduction. I'm currently a AI engineer because you may be asking like why I am speaking on MCP. So yeah, I'm a AI software engineer and I'm a Azure developer lead. So I'm working with MCP and different AI tools, applications on and integrating a lot of stuff with it. So yes, I'm more into contributing to open source, going to hackathons. So I love to be a part of a community. Yes. So now let's come to our main part. I am going in a basic manner to a good level. So do not think about this text. This is only in this page, and don't focus on the PPTs more on it. We will be more going towards the what I will be speaking and explaining, right? So firstly, model which is let's clear the concept of it. Model is like text or document, video, audio, anything that can be a model. We will be going more deep dive. So if I talk about the MCP, like it is basically developed by Anthropic. So if you know about Claude, and mostly you know about Anthropic, but the Claude is one you are using a lot. So they have developed this in 2024. So it's not a very uh, like old or something. It's a very new thing, but still like many more thing is coming up on the MCP. So yes, but still we should know about it. And like if we go in a very standard manner, so like I got a very good definition for it. It's an open standard developed by Anthropic, which I just told you, and the company behind the Claude. While it may sound technical, but the core idea is simple: give AI agent a consistent way to connect with tools, services, and data, no matter where they are live or how they are built. So I just did the definition because it is a perfect definition. And now let's understand two of the things, and most probably you will be able to understand out of it. So you have listened about RAG and you have listened about MCP. But what's the main difference? Even if you do not know RAG, let's understand that too, right? So what happened? Okay, yeah. So what is RAG is like if I say if I want to build something, if I want to write a documentation or something, I will be like getting right information at a time. So let's have a common example. If I want to make some recipe, some vegetable or anything, so RAG will be able to tell me like what all you need and like how you can make it. It will be telling me all the information about it. But MCP is something like it will be thinking, it will be checking like what is there in my list, like do I have all the spices, do I have all the vegetables or not, and without that particular vegetable how we can make it. So it will be thinking in a lot more manner. It will be helping us in thinking, it will be helping us in planning and implementing. So this is like go doing a full task. And if I say about the RAP, it gives a better answer. So you will be saying like, we'll see then why company are going with the RAG. So let's understand. If you want a better answer, and if you want a better documentation, better learning, and like using lot more LLMs in it, and we should go with the RAG. So for particularly getting a correct summarization, correct PPT understanding, you should go for the RAG. But if you want to do something with your own, and you want to do a full task, then you should go with the MCP. And if I talk like the open protocol for the standardized AI to tools. Now, if I talk about this model, the model means here text documentation. So all the LLMs which we are using, Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, like Copilot, sorry. So whatever you want to use, you can use that, right? And it will be helping for text, doc, audio. Now the context is a very like a good description which will be taking on. Protocol is a standard. So as we said that it's developed by Anthropic, like, so what they have actually done is they have set a standard. MCP is not sort of a LLM which is fetching a data or something. They made a standard, like according to this standard it will be working on, right? So if I introduce it in a common way, like it's a universally connectivity standard. So what was actually happening is, like earlier, if we ask anything to any LLM, let's take ChatGPT, Copilot, right? It will be giving us a output, not a current output. Like if yesterday some program happened in the world, or some meetup happened in the world, anything happened in the world, it will be not telling the correct, like current data, I can say. So even if you see in the chat gpt or any copilot, they have written a date down somewhere, like data till May 2024 25, they have specified the date, right? So this is something like the data is not the current data. The data is from the internet that we know. But if I make any GitHub repo just 15 minutes before, that repo content will be not there on the LLM or wherever we will be using RAG or something. But if I talk about the MCP now, what happens with the MCP? Of course, as I said, MCP, the first thing is model, right? So it takes the data which is there on the internet, which is there on the LLM, right? But with that, if I'm making any repo, so if I'm making any message on Slack, so like all the data on the Slacks before 6 months is there. But MCP will be helping us, like if someone sent a message 1 minute before, even that data will be also there, right? Okay. So, like I thought there was some internet issues. That's why I just checked it. Okay. So I said like all the Slack or any of type of Discord Slack, the data will be always the current data, right? The live data we can say with the MCP. Now it will be taking the older data, even it will be taking from the newer data, and it will be helping you in the overall manner. So universal one protocol, unlimited connections, right? It's totally secure, like it's too much secure, I can say, built-in security and user consent. Now whenever if you open VS code, you open the copilot, there is always a ask for like it is trusted or not, like the repository trusted or not, and then it asks a panel to add a MCP towards it. So it always have a consent before using it, right? So and it's always efficient. It's like stateful session with optimized messaging. It's not like taking any random data, because it's a very as a protocol we mentioned, it's very a standardized form. That's the thing, right? Now this particular slide is for context. As I said, like context is a big part, so we will be covering with a proper presentation. So this do not go about the presentation. This is just like I take it from somewhere. The main part which I really like, and some from the cloud even. So core capabilities for the context. So hope you know what the meaning of context, but let's understand. So if I say sorry, so it can be some fan of any actor, any like fan of Shah Rukh Khan. Fan means this particular fan which is running in our home, right? So there are, if I say cloud, it can be a Microsoft cloud, it can be a cloud which is in the sky, right? So there is always a misconception of like what is the particular word. If I say about date, so it can be a date, it can be going to a date, and it can be the fruit which is a date. So that can be a very confusing term what the person is saying. So in the llms it need a context, like earlier what chat the person was doing and how much it is related to this one, right? So if I was talking different things about cloud and suddenly I asked what is cloud, so it will be seeing my older chats like what was exactly in that, and then it will be understanding with it, right? So this is context, like understanding the whole term. And we always mention like you should have the better best contextualization to understand the project. So if even if we say like many times it happen, like if you do not have a open AI subscription or any lgbt subscription, so it happens like they have a particular limit. After that you need to create a new chat, or you need to wait for some time, right? So but whenever it shows like create a new chat, so you have always that conception, yeah, like I have trained this particular chat model in a very well mannered way and now I have to shift it. So that's a very a point like where engineer thinks like yeah shit. So this is like a context because you have made your whole history there, you have made their context there, right? So now they are trying to like take your whole context there, but still the people think like earlier it was happening like it was not transfer, the data was not transferring totally in many of the llms still now, right? So the context is important. So now resources, expose data and the content to ai models. So all the llms, the all the data on the google, all the data on the internet, like everywhere, file database api have that data resources tools, like enabling ai to perform the actions. So it's like we have integrated an API, file operation, system commands, and sampling is one of the good thing because many of the people forget like to take a sampling in a very good manner. Because what you can do in the sampling is you can use different types of LLMs. You can take Gemini, Claude. So if any of one of them fails, or if any one of them have a better results, so they can directly catch from them, right? So request ai completion through servers, right? Multi-step reasoning and agent workflows, exactly, right? Now prompts. So template prompts is like templated interaction and workflows. Now we in the mcp what happened, we in the starting we give a prompt like you need to do this particular thing. So we have connected with the figma. So that particular slide we will be getting it from like figma. So even if you go to claude, what happened nowadays, like it used to make whole ppt in like ChatGPT is integrating with canva, so they are making a proper design and everything. So this is because of they are connecting to different tools. So earlier what used to happen with us is like so if we are if I'm sorry, if we have connected to any api, so it used to give a result. But what if api server is down or any issue is there? So what happened at that time? So that we need to actually figure out uh, as earlier, because like or we need to wait for the api to work. Like if there is any weather api or any summarizing api or any sort of api, you need to wait there to just get that resolved or like help with that, right? So like but now with the help of mcp, now what it happened, let me share the screen just a second. Huh. Yeah. So particularly like now the if we are connected with two of them, right? Like we have first the thing is in between, like wherever the host with the client MCP. Now we have that MCP protocol. We have different sort of MCP servers in it. And then we have all that local databases, API, remote services, all that weather services which I was talking about, web APIs. So now the first thing whenever the host with MCP client, like whenever you hit the button, like whenever we hit the prompt or something, like for the weather or something we check, it will be hitting to MCP, not it will be not directly hitting to the web API. So then MCP will be fetching all your authentication data and everything. So this is a, like, now it's a layer between you and your API, rather than directly hitting and getting the failures. So for the first pillar will be of the MCP servers, right? So this is the one thing which is literally improving a lot. And if I talk about the future of AI integration, like industry is like now like wide adoption of across the platform. Like even if I talk about Zerodha, so what they have done earlier, it was giving, like if we asked to their AI, it was giving just same suggestion for all, like how the market is growing. So they will be suggesting like what all the stocks are going up, and they will be suggesting like this. But now they are Zerodha, what they have done, they have integrated with the cloud MCP, and now user will be getting the personalized data, like what stocks they should apply according to their portfolio. That's one of the best thing, like everything you will be getting with the understanding of like your portfolio, rather than a general understanding. So you can get your proper detail, like where to apply, where to get everything. So that's something which is really very good, right? And this is just for example, but like lot of things are there. So emergence of specialized MCP server in the marketplace, that was I was talking. So now even the big companies are going towards it and using it and integrating the MCP servers. If I talk about any IDE, like even VS Code, we have MCP. Like in the various thing, there is MCP now. Now it's a like standardized, we can say, driving innovation, which is like it's a very standardized thing which is coming. And like we are all working with it. So we have different like if you want to just learn it, go and have a good understanding, you can go towards the MCP documentations are there, I can share in the chat or somewhere. So they are really very good. And that you can just directly search the MCP, it will be have you will be having the official documentation. Now it's sort of a growing ecosystem. It's like whole open source driven, like it's a community driven. So you can also suggest and make the changes. And one of the thing which I really like when it's come to open source, uh, everything is free. That is correct. But like we have a larger impact for the open source, and still people are literally, like big companies are believing in open source. Like if I talk about the companies run open source softwares are 78%. Maybe this data have changed, but the strongness with the open source is really increasing. But there are always a risk whenever there is a win. So you need to think about the both of the things, if as a perspective of a company. So yes, tech leaders call open source as software a high quality. So even if I talk about Flutter, if I talk about Microsoft Azure, they all are open source. So even we believe that they are really good. Now one of our very big banking sector is like banking SBI. They have made their whole app, the app in Flutter. So the quality, the assurance of the open source product is more good. Like even it depends totally on the product to product, but yes, people are moving towards the system. It has multiple SDK. It supports large language support, because like you can use different languages, and it have very active community. Like I am talking about the growing ecosystem of it. It have really have very active community, and they are expanding their integration library. Like you can integrate with Slack, you can integrate with Figma, and like lot of tools are coming there. You can integrate with them. So they are really expanding an integration library and everything. So if I talk about like how you can get started with MCP, so you can first choose your approach, like choose your approach, use existing server or build custom ones. Then you can install the SDK like Python or TypeScript. The SDKs are available for now, right? Configure the connection, set up in cloud desktop or compatible apps, whatever you want, right? And then you can directly deploy it and test it in a local or cloud deployment options. Both are available, like wherever you want to, whatever you want to choose, you can go with that. we will be not taking this session very long, because we will be having the outer understanding, and you can start building. So here, if you are joining, you should know and understand what is MCP, how you can start building on it, and then you can explore much more, right? Because it's a good topic and it will take a time to understand and go further. But I will be here to make sure like you understand it, start implementing, and it's why it's important how you can do it, right? So if I talk about the security and privacy, because in a bigger company, if you go, you always have a mindset like you should have a greater security and a privacy, whatever you are using. Because if you have, or if you, even if I talk about the project, we have windsurf, we have different sort of tools. Uh, so we have different sort of tools, so we always need to have a trust between it. So user consent is always there. So it, as I mentioned, it always asks like, do you are giving the approval for the required all data access. So even in the VS code, whenever we set up a project, it shows like, are you trusted with this project or not. So it always asks us. That's one of the reason. Now you have the local execution, like server can run locally, like without cloud exposure. This is a good thing, right? Transparent context and clear boundaries on what the data is accessible. Now like it have like a very great understanding whenever you ask to like like in Copilot, not VS, like we ask to Copilot, it always shows like what it is reading and what is it is not reading. So even now, if I talk about the env, so even Copilot asks two times like, should you allow to make a edit, or should I can read it. So it always make a changes in .env template, not directly in the env. So it have their own clear boundaries with it, set boundaries, right? Now like audit trail, that is like complete logging for all the interactions. So all the logging and the interactions is always there, so you can just go with it. Now like traditional APIs versus model context protocol, this is something you should understand in a well mannered way. Even I covered about the traditional APIs, but yes, this I particularly liked it a lot. So for the setup, like you have manual one by one setup of the IDs, and MCP have that standardized tool, standard for all the tool, like how they should go with and everything. Flexibility, if it is a fixed tool, if you click on the particular button, you will be getting the particular output from that. Like you will be getting, if you want you're fetching a weather, so you will be getting a current weather, but it is dynamic and adaptable. If I talk about the MCP, it can change according to the condition. You can't hard to reuse, like only the cache or something you can take about it. But for the MCP, it's easy to reuse everywhere, right? So if you once you made anything, then it will be easy to reuse. So even if I talk you, like you have seen, if you ask any Claude or any LLMs to make your website or to design your PPT, so they are designing in a similar way. So I always recommend, if you are making your website for a product, try to go and make your own designs. You can of course take a help from Claude or somewhere, but because the design pattern is same, sort of a same, you will be able to see. It's not a like LLM is not some sort of a loyal, like it will be giving a same design to only you. Because it may happen like, if I'm making a same project and someone is asking also about the e-commerce, and I'm also making e-commerce. I made it Amazon and he made it Flipkart. So the Claude can take a design, because you are saying just a e-commerce is there but with a different name. So why not the design can be same, right? So that's a part. Because if you are using any of the APIs, sorry, if you are making your own, try to make your own design rather than taking a help from Claude. Yes, if you are making a short project to just to show your client or someone, for you can show that. But if you are going with the product in a very well mannered way, so either you make your own changes, or don't directly just pick up it, right? So that's the thing. But it will run good in every functionality. You can go with that, right? So break as a system group, right? So scalability is there, built to the scale for the MCP, like uh, it have a particular scale that till there they can grow, right? Agent compatibility, So it need a custom logic per tool. So if I have made some of the changes, so it will be needing that custom logic per tool if I want. But for the MCP, it will be helping you because it have that LLMs data, it have lot of data, right? Current data is there, so it will work like out of the box. That's the like main thing, right? Like automatic real time, I will be not reading like this point so hopefully you understand like how MCP is growing faster. A lot of new things are coming in the market, we can just explore that. But I would always recommend like you should able to understand like are you using in the right way or not, because like whatever you are making with the AI is we can't say like it's whole trusted, but yes, it's almost now in a very good condition. It's giving a good answers, but still, right? You can discover more what's currently going in the market. But if you are thinking to make agents, if you are thinking you have regularly doing the same work, because in a company, what happens like earlier, it used to have like every report you need to make day by day. If you are going into a meeting, you need to make MOM daily. But now what happened? Like you have that AI tool, it will be giving whole MOM to you. There is no person need required to write a MOM and giving to someone, right? Rather than listening to the recordings, you can directly just read that MOM. Even I am doing that many a times, because rather than listening to 1 hour of meeting, we can just go to the MOM. It's really in a very good manner. I particularly believe. So it's really saving a lot of time, right? So like lot of things are there which are made for us to use in a very good way. That's MCP. You can integrate your Slack and many other tool to use it. So I think hopefully like I have covered in a good manner for now. But I will still recommend to go to some of the documentation sorry which are bit deep and dive. So yes, if you have any questions, you can just write in the chat, or you can just reach me afterwards. Like I will be there on like LinkedIn, Twitter, and if you are interested with ML, MCP, AI, you can just connect me on GitHub, and you can just find me with the same name, username Vilsi, and there even you can send me the LinkedIn message. If you have any question, we can discuss that and go forward, like if whatever you have the queries, right? So I would say thank you, and thank you, Sudhanshu. Let me stop my sharing.
Okay, thank you so much, Vilsi ma'am, for this insightful session. And thanks to everyone who joined us and uh, was with us throughout this journey. So, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you everyone. Meet you in next sessions.